everyone, and welcome to Touch the Plane Tarot. As you might be aware, we're coming up on Star Wars Day, May the 4th. So I thought it'd be fun to do a Star Wars themed reading for you. We're going to keep this reading very open and just ask the universe what you need to know right now. So we can pick with Star Wars characters, or if you are unfamiliar with the characters or you just like all of them so you're having trouble choosing, we're going to have pick with crystals as well. For group number 1, we have Han Solo, and he's paired with the Smoky Quartz. For group number 2, we have Luke Skywalker, and he's paired with the Prehnite crystal. And for group number 3, we have Princess Leia, and she is paired with the Aragonite crystal. And I have arranged these. We're going to say this is Han from A New Hope. We're going to say this is Luke from The Empire Strikes Back because he's obviously in his cold weather gear. So we're going to say, so this another option to pick with movie, and this is Princess Leia with this cool dress that the Ewoks give her. And so she is from Return of the Jedi. So let's have fun with this reading today. Find out what you need to know at this time. It is a timeless reading, so it should be appropriate whenever you find it. And we're going to add another fun element today. We're going to use some letter tiles at the end of the reading to serve as confirmation or to give you additional messages or clues that might help to inform the reading. So tune in with the character, the crystal, or the movie that you are most drawn to today. And of course, if you are drawn to more than one group, then there could be messages for you in more than one group. So I'll give you a moment to tune in, and feel free to pause the video if you like. And once you've chosen your group, you can find the timestamp in the description box below. Thank you, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello and welcome, group number 1. You've selected Han Solo and the Smoky Quartz. Let's find out what the universe needs you or wants you to know at this time. You have an oracle card. This one's really calling. Night and day. Well, that's really cool, because his love interest, Princess Leia, has her hair very similar to that. I don't know if that's significant or not. Let's find out more. We have information about what group 1 needs to know at this time. Let's give this another shuffle. Does group 1 need to know? I think it's this one. Logic. Okay. Oops. Upside down. Okay. Can we have some more information about what the universe needs group 1 to know at this time? That's too many cards, but I'm really feeling like that one. The Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, can we have more information for group number 1? What does the universe? Eight of Swords. We may have to clarify Eight of Swords. This is interesting. Let's find out where this goes. What information does Group 1 need to know at this time? I think also this one. Okay. Queen of Swords. Okay, you have 2 queens, and you have 2 side of the view, and you have 2 aces. Okay, group number 1. This is really cool. The Night and Day card, which is card number 1 in your group number 1. The keywords are uncertainty, fear, worries, decisions to be made, and follow your instincts. There's a decision ahead for you. Let's read from the guidebook. The girl we see on this card is holding the sun in her hands while the moon is at her back. She looks uncertain, as if she has a question in mind, but does not know the answer. What is she thinking about? Is she afraid of the answer or the inward process to find it? Many of us struggle with making decisions, but where there is shadow, there is also light. After a dark night, there will always be light of the morning sun, warming the path we have chosen. This card reminds us that we already hold all of the answers in our hands. We should trust our inner judgment and know we will be able to handle any situation, day and night. I'm going to pull a clarifier card for 8 of Swords. Why is the 8 of Swords here? This really popped right out, didn't it? Okay. 8 of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune to clarify the 8 of Swords. The decision ahead of you, Group 1, is a powerful one. It is the type of decision which can change your course completely. This is not a small decision about, I don't know, something really small or insignificant. Like, I need a new shirt. Am I gonna choose a blue one or a green one? That's not the kind of decision. Whatever's ahead of you right now is big. And your logic, that logic side of your brain, which thinks it's, you have a lot of really wonderful, valid, real life experience ahead of you, but that logic side of your brain is saying you should go one way. This is why you were drawn to Han today, because Han's logic and his ego make him choose the path of self. But when it really comes down to the important things, he chooses the right path. He's got this, he's being a smuggler, he's got this sort of, he kind of teeters on the edge of right and wrong, but when it really comes down to it, he doesn't use his logic, he follows his intuition. Even when he can't see how that's going to work out, he trusts his gut. That is a really admirable quality. And this reading showed up for you here today to remind you that you can logic your way out of good choices if you want to. We're thinking about, we're kind of just talking about the first movie here, and yes, spoilers, I'm assuming you've seen the original Star Wars trilogy. that ego side of self where Han identifies as the bad boy, the smuggler, that I look out for me and Chewie and nobody else. Everyone thinks he's abandoned them, but then in the right moment, he comes back. He literally in the moment right before, as Luke is approaching to fire on the Death Star, and Vader's after him. He comes in, he blows Vader out of the sky. Luke can complete his mission. It would have been very easy for Han to have just left and said, I'm not going to be involved. But no, he didn't choose the logical path. He chose the path of his heart. He chose to follow his inner voice. We're seeing both the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. There is one clear choice. And group number one, it feels to me like that one clear choice, you have one door to walk through. That's the right choice. Otherwise, you will not be living in authenticity. It is important for you to quiet the logic. The queens here have an emotional intelligence and wisdom to see beyond. I think in a recent reading I talked about a pros and a cons list. Feels a lot like that. You may have on your list of cons when you are trying to decide between the night and the day here. You might have 100 things that are cons. But that one pro is so massive that the cons don't even matter at all. Trust your intuition. Even if you don't identify as a person who follows intuition, if you are the personality type that might say, I operate on logic, I am not an intuitive. This is, I want to say that it's a little limiting to say or put yourself in that box as someone who can't be intuitive. Actually, Han is a great example of a character who does just that. He says he doesn't believe in the Force, yet when he literally loses his sight after being frozen in carbonite, he cannot see. Yet somehow, when his friend Lando is in peril, he is able to fire his blaster with absolute accuracy. Because he's trusting his intuition. Just because you may have lived your life thus far in a logic-based thought process and a logic decision-making, that doesn't mean that when the next decision comes along, that you should ignore what your heart is telling you. Trust, because that's going to lead you to the true path. That's going to change. That trust is going to change the Wheel of Fortune. Han had a blindfold on, yet he was able to fire and save his friend, changing the Wheel of Fortune. Use your emotions as your guide. When you are facing this next decision, does the logical answer stress you out, make you feel heavy? And then the not logical answer helps you feel more light? choose that. Choose what energetically shifts you. Because our emotions are there to guide us. Sometimes emotions can be here to teach us a lesson of self-reflection. But when it comes to what calms your soul, what makes you feel safe, what gives you joy, follow that. That's your guide. That, you might say, hey, I got it now. There's no doubt about where I'm heading. I have this knowledge, and I'm following it. The Queen of Pentacles, it doesn't matter. All the other pentacles in the whole world don't matter, because she has the one that she wanted. And it's brought her abundance. You may have to approach this decision with conviction, because there may be others who might kind of try and cloud, intentionally or even unintentionally cloud, or make you doubt your path. Be clear in conviction and clear with your words. It's okay for you to say, I feel like this is the right choice for me. That's okay. And it's okay to say no with conviction to another choice. Follow what feels right and walk through the door that lifts your soul. That's the door to fall through. To fall. Why did I say fall through? maybe there's a falling here. Maybe there's a message here that it's okay to fall. And maybe it will feel a little unsafe, like you're doing something a little risky, or maybe it's an analogy for falling in love. Maybe there's a love, following the path of love might feel dangerous, especially if we have the logic card come up. Maybe if you are that person who makes choices based on logic and not emotions, that could feel very out of control. But it's safe to trust this, and this reading, I think, came to you today to empower you to be confident. Han is a confident character, right? Once he's made a choice, he's going to give it 100%. Once he's made the choice to go help Luke, he's not gonna give up until Luke's path to fire on the Death Star is clear. Once he's committed, he doesn't back out. Han's a strong character, and he is at his best when he's trusting his intuition, not his logic. His logic and ego, that's where he gets tripped up, where he's certain. Was there something that 3PO says is broken about his ship? He's certain that can't be the case. And then they get themselves into trouble because he didn't listen. That ego can sabotage. That logical ego can sabotage. Open up and feel what feels right. Go in that direction. This is a really clear message, but let's make a little bit of room here. And we will randomly choose some letter tiles. How many we're going to get. We're just going to see what comes out. Like a group of them there wanted to be seen. So you can use these as initials, confirmations. So we have a Q and a U. That's nice. It could yeah, just keep your mind open. You may see, this is sort of a spiritual Scrabble. If you see something, even if there's a letter missing, if you see a word, phrase, name, go with it, because this is how your intuition is talking to you. I feel like we maybe we'll do one more row. Post. I'm seeing the word post. Is there something, if you are a social media, using social media in some way, there could be something really relevant. I'm actually hearing that there's a post you're going to see that's going to be pertaining to the decision that's coming up. There could be a clue for you, a hint. If there's a post, if you're scrolling along on whatever social media you prefer and you see a post and something just hits right about that post and you don't even know why you're interested in it, go ahead, click on it, read the article. Maybe there's a hint in there. A hint in there about your path forward. I also see where this could say, stop. I think that's with pertaining to the logic card. Is your mind getting stuck in repetitive processes that are keeping you trapped, keeping you from feeling? Interesting that we have 3 H's coming out. What's that about? There's a message here about timing. I think the timing is hot. The timing is, there's something making this urgent. I'm also seeing chop. Is there something that you need to chop out of your life? Or is it like it's more like a chop chop? I'm feeling like it's more like chop chop, you're running out of time. I don't want to put a sense of urgency on this, but there's something here that feels urgent about it. That may resonate with some of you. Or it may be that this decision is maybe there isn't a timeline externally put on this decision. Maybe your emotions are bubbling up and a sense that you need to make this decision is growing and building. Okay, I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here with me for this fun Star Wars themed reading. If you resonated with this message, please give me a like and subscribe. And feel free to comment if there are other themed readings that you might be interested in seeing. I'm definitely open to suggestions, and I hope to see you back for another reading. Thank you. Bye. Hi, and welcome group number 2. You've chosen Luke Skywalker and the Prehnite crystal. This is a very vibrant energy coming from this group, and when I was doing my pre-shuffle, I shuffle between each group to make sure that we cleanse the energies and that we don't have any messages bleeding from one reading into the other, just as a reset. And this went flying out, so I took it to mean that that is the oracle card that was meant for this group. So can we have more information? What does group number 2 need to know? Wow, you've got 2 there. What's going on here? Felt like a lot. Okay. Huh. 2 muse cards. Interesting. Can we have more information for group number 2? What do they need to know? What's the universe need to tell? I don't think that meant to come out. That was me being... Wow. 4 of Wands. That also came out in group number 1. Very interesting. Maybe that's... Okay, High Priestess. Interesting. Okay, let's get some more messages before I get into it. What do we need to know for group? Sometimes, if it feels wrong, it's wrong. Put that card back. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. We have more messages. What does the universe need? Group number 2 to... These are really energetic today, aren't they? For group number... Don't think that was part of your reading. Let's stick with this, and if we need any clarifiers, we'll keep going. The perfect key. Happiness, encouragement, unlock feelings are keywords for this card. The woman has already found the perfect fitting key. She can open the cage and open her heart. There are so many things that are hard for us to approach. We can have trouble accessing our own feelings. Thanks to friends and family, there are people who can help us find the lost keys to our personal happiness. 7 of Pentacles is really significant here. Why is this coming out? Okay. I'm starting to see here. In Luke's story, he's a little hesitant, right, to follow Obi-Wan, you know, because of his loyalty to his aunt and uncle, that they have done so much for him. They've raised him, they've given him. He's really appreciative and aware of what they've done for him, and he doesn't want to leave. But at the same time, walking through a new door what will unlock? Here, there's the imagery of the heart, but I feel like there's multiple aspects that this could apply for you, and it's a general reading, so we have to keep in mind this can apply in different ways in each person who's listening. This could sort of involve different aspects of your life. This could be hard. It could also be your skills or your inner truth, your abilities This pathway could unlock life purpose. There's something that's been meant for you, yet your life circumstance hasn't allowed you to see it. So what might be ahead is an opportunity this could be a person, a guide, a teacher, a circumstance coming in for you that can open a door, and that door can be really transformative, right? For your group, you've chosen Luke here, and this is a point in Luke's story, in the second movie, well, episode 5, where he's got an inkling of what he's meant for. Just a little hint of what his abilities might be. And he's given a key. Not a literal key, but if you remember in Hoth, probably right before he passes out, he's got a vision of Kenobi, and he says, go to the Dagobah system and find Yoda. That message I want to say that's so easy to set aside intuitive messages that we get in dream time, inklings, little things that might be perceived as daydreams, but are really things that we should listen to. If Luke has said, "Oh, that was just my mind playing tricks on me," that would have been devastating, and we would have had no more story, right? He didn't. He listened. He trusted his vision. He trusted that key that he was sent. He had no idea what Dagobah, he didn't know about Dagobah or who Yoda was. This seemed out there. He even struggled with, what am I doing here? Why did I trust myself? But aren't we glad that he did? Because that's how the story advances. This is an opportunity for you to advance your story. When you get that key, trust it. Even if there's part of your mind that says logically I should ignore this. I think we've all been there where we've had an intuitive hit and we've regretted not trusting that intuitive hit. Trust. Trust the emotion. That's the way to master it. That's how to unlock the door, is to trust it. And you could be opening up a whole floodgate of negative. This isn't necessarily going to be an easy road, but because you know you're on the right path and because you're trusting, you know you're going to go down the right road. The key word for this card is nimbleness. That seems to be about ability to shift. That's part of the trust process. You may be given this key and it seems so different. It seems so different of a path, but nimbleness is needed to be able to choose that key. Ability to pivot. Pivot and adjust. This key may be something you can't actually use unless you pivot. Unless you're able to be nimble and change how you're doing things. Being open to developing in a different way, learning something new, trying something different. I just want to clarify, let's clarify the High Priestess. Can we have some, why is the High Priestess here? The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is the relationship card. So you may have a choice between someone in your past and taking a chance on someone new. And it's showing me that this someone new is a balanced there's justice here. This is bringing something into balance for you, but you have to be brave enough to take that key. When we're talking about a relationship, it can be a romantic relationship. This can also apply to other aspects of life, such as career or relationship with an institution, such as, for example, an academic institution. Is there, a degree or an institution where you may be a teacher for some of you. Yeah, there's something that feels very much for me like this is another person and not necessarily a structure. There's a newness here. That this perfect key may be in the form of a person or a person bringing you an idea. Let's find out a little bit more. Let's demystify this for you a little bit. And it may be what's going on here is this, let's make some more room. I want to leave this fit up here. I want to leave perfect key visible. Let's do two different choices. For those of you that feel like the perfect key will come from a particular person, a new love relationship entering your life, or a new person bringing the key to you. Let's do a reading for that, but then we'll have a second choice of, is this new key coming from a structure of employment, of education? Let's find out let's do this one step at a time. For those of you who feel like this key is being brought by a person, okay, well that was really clear. Guys, you can't make this stuff happen if you tried. Okay, this is a love coming in. And trusting that love, that is a key for you. This is a romantic situation. This cannot be like Luke's Obi-Wan. No, this is a romantic. This is a romantic person coming in that will unlock parts of you that you maybe just have a hint that exists. Right? you have an inkling of something about how you want your life to go, where you're headed, and that perfect key is the person coming in for you to do that with. Maybe that person can come in and bring you confidence, give you a sense of stability, emotional stability, that you can trust yourself. Right? What did people in Luke's path, they came in and they helped him trust himself. He already had everything he needed. But trusting himself was the thing this is really cool. This person coming in for you will help to unlock your heart and therefore your potential. This buzzing energy I've been feeling with this group from the very beginning, it's romantic, but it's also it's multifaceted in how this unlocks your world. Now, let's also get a card for those of you who may feel like this perfect key could come from a group, an institution, collaborators, education, justice. Okay. That's feeling pretty clear to me. So there's a key coming in, an opportunity for you to connect whoever identifies with this being a group rather than a particular person. You will be seen by a group of people. This could be in academia. This could be in your professional career. This could even be in a new friend group who has hobbies and interests that are like yours. They're going to see the potential within you, and they're going to say, hey, I'm a structure who can allow you to explore that potential, grow that potential. I see you, and I'm here for you as you're on this journey. So here's two choices. Here's, if it's a person or it's a group, or for some of you, it could even be both. But the message here is something coming in, a key, and your message from Luke here is to trust that when it comes in. Don't ignore it. When the message comes in, go to Dagobah. Go to Dagobah and find Yoda. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. You're going to know. When this happens, you're going to know. And hopefully you can remember this reading, that you shouldn't ignore it. Follow it. Even if it seems out there, follow it. If you have something like, oh, I need to go to the library today. Why? I don't need anything in the library, but you just for some reason want to go to the library. Go. That could be it. That could be the key that leads you to something. Trust those intuitive hits. I don't know why I thought of library all of a sudden, but maybe that's specific to someone. So, before we close out your reading, let's make some room here. Let's get some, we're going to take that H since it jumped over. Okay. Just going to grab some letters. There could be initials, words, phrases that are confirmation for you. These are oddly some of the letters we got in the last group. Okay. Got a Q and a U. 2 Ds. We've got another H. We've got another U. How many did I take the last time? I'm not even sure. We have 2 Ys. What are the... Okay, I'm seeing joy. Let's follow the joy. A hug could be significant. A hug could be a clue that you're on the right path. A hug could be part of you saying that you're going to accept this key. I see hype. Hype yourself up. Hype yourself up. Don't get stuck in that doubting yourself. You know, maybe there's a dog that's significant. Maybe you encounter a dog, a puppy. Well, this is what I have for you today. Feel free to pause the screen if you want to try and make anything else out of the words. And thank you for being here with this fun Star Wars reading and a message from Luke Skywalker to you. Go to Dagobah. I hope you found something valuable in this reading today. If you resonated with the messages here, please give me a like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoy the themed readings, if there are other themes that you like to see in a future reading from me. And I hope to see you back for another reason. For another reason? Why did I say that? Check out my other readings if you have something else you'd like the answer to. I'd love to have you back for another reading. Thank you. Bye. Hi and welcome. Group number 3. You've chosen Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi, and she is with the incredibly intriguing Aragonite crystal. Let's find out what the universe wants you to know at this time. Sleeping Beauty's dream. We have more messages for group number 3. What does group number 3 need to know? What does the universe want them to know at this time? What does group number... Do we not have messages from these? This group number 3 need to know merchant. What does group number 3 need to know? Does the universe need them to know at this time? There's something here. Okay, this one. 3 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. I think this wanted to be seen as well. Justice. Noticing that Sleeping Beauty's dream is card number 3, and you have the 3 of Cups, and you are group 3. So we have 333 already. 9 of Wands. Is there anything else that group number 3 needs to know from the something's falling? Two of Wands. It's interesting because while shuffling I did see that on the bottom, and I thought, oh, if it wanted to come out, it will come out. There it is. Let's take a look at Sleeping Beauty's dream. The key words here are soul journey, power of imagination, and inner strength. We all know the story of Sleeping Beauty, who got pricked by a spindle and fell into a deep sleep. This card shows Sleeping Beauty asleep, her hair thick like thorns surrounding a castle. Imagine if your soul could wander while you sleep. What places and people would it visit? Envision what kind of journey you could have. Your soul is not tied to a certain place. It is able to tear down walls and scale a hedge of thorns like the bird Sleeping Beauty gently holds in her hand. Your soul is ready to be freed and soar to all the places in your dreams. It's interesting. I had to take a moment to look up the Aragonite and make sure I was right about this. It's a grounding stone. It's very much about healing earth energy. It says that it deepens the connection with the earth, settling floaty people comfortably into their body. It stabilizes spiritual development that is occurring too fast. Oh, it also says it gives insight into the causes of problems and gently takes you back into childhood or beyond. Interesting. You know, how many out there wanted to be, when they were young, when they were a kid, looked up to her? You know, in a world of media where we've had so many female characters that really were not stepping into their own power and their own strength. Here we have a character with strong leadership skills. Wasn't afraid to trust her intuition, but also not afraid to stand strong in the face of really terrible stuff. What an amazing role model for young girls. I certainly wanted to be her as a kid. She does have a very grounding energy. She has wisdom, she has foresight, but she also has the grit to get things done. Maybe that's part of the message here with the Sleeping Beauty's dream. And the message about bringing those who are floaty back into their bodies. There may be a balance here to strike with going after your dreams, but doing so in a way that's grounded. If one's not well grounded, the structure, stability, if the structure and stability is not there, it compromises a feeling of safety and security that's absolutely essential to being able to explore one's dreams and to pursue one's dreams. I'm a little bit not certain why the Merchant card came up. Let's explore that a little bit. Preserve honesty at all costs. So I feel like that resonates with being true to oneself and what one believes in, despite how easy our modern world makes it to not exist in a sense of authenticity. The people in your life that bring you joy may be part of what keeps you down to earth and grounded. And that's a beautiful thing that's existing within your life. And something for you to be in awareness of. And appreciating those things that are here in the physical realm. You, group number 3, may be a very spiritually intuitive person, and that can lead one to retreat from the physical. Spending hours in meditation, doing past life regressions, working on lucid dreaming and dream journals, all of that is amazing, and for me, a part of how to be able to actually be in a sense of authenticity. This message may be about continuing to, when one is balanced in the chakras. There was a message here about floaty. Maybe that's implying floatiness in terms of staying in the upper chakras, being in that third eye, being in the crown chakra, and not being grounded down through heart, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and root chakra, and even earth star chakra, which is below the feet. We must, if we're going to be able to develop spiritually and intuitively, we must be grounded in those lower chakras. Mother Earth has a way of balancing and pulling earth energy up through you, and also, sorry, hit my light, pulling that universal energy down through you and into earth. That's part of existing on this planet. Sorry to get a little bit out there in terms of energy work here, but this is what's coming up for your reading. That the people, the joyful, wonderful people in your life, your friends, maybe you even have children, are part of what grounds you, part of what reminds you of why you're here on this earthly plane and not just floating in another realm. You're here for a purpose, exploring spiritually, intuitively, exploring the dream times, going after life purpose. That is part of it, but the physical is part of it as well. The Knight of Pentacles is interesting to me because the posture of the horse is at a standstill, completely still. There's no movement implied in the position here, whereas the other knights are in various states of motion. And with the 8 of Swords here, she's surrounded by swords and blindfolded. So there's a feeling of trapped. There's a feeling of not moving. There's a sense of hesitancy to lose what one already has. There's abundance here in the 9 of Wands. There's multiple wands here, which are there to enrich your life and to be part of your path here on planet Earth. And there is fear to relinquish control of this one wand. And as the listener here, you may have, as each listener may have a different wand that is really governing all decisions. And you're feeling like you have the intuitive nudge to know that there's all these other wands available to you in this lifetime. And the person here is so his eyes are, like pointed this way, so as to be completely unaware in the way I see the imagery here, unaware of those other 9 wands. It's almost as though he's looking for them, but he needs to just turn. Okay, I've never had it happen in a reading, but it just happened. I heard the song "Turn Around, Bright Eyes." Do you need to is there something just eluding your view? That's so amazing. And you're spending all of this time dreaming about what that might be. And all you need to do is turn around. It's already there. Dang. Okay. This is, we need some guidance here. You're looking off into the distance. Yes, this is what this is. You're feeling stuck. You're not seeing that the stuff that you're intuitively feeling is actually already there. I have to. I saw it. The star card was on the bottom. Let's cover up the star card for YouTube rules. Let's get some advice. This what's meant for you is already there. Let's get some advice. To see it. Okay, we need to get these cards visible again. To see the wands, you're going to have to move away from something. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Group 3, there's so much fear to let go of this one wand. There's so much fear. You've been dreaming about this and this, but there's so much fear. There's a human tendency that I'd say most of us have, and more power to you if you're not one of these people, but a lot of us have the tendency to hold on to what we already know. There's this built-in fear of change that I'd say is a very universal concept. That's what the stability is about. When we have stability, okay, we're not afraid of change. When we are staying true to ourselves, we're not afraid of change. Can we have more information? Let's have some guidance for how group number 3 can navigate. Yeah, that I'm not surprised. There's a taking a risk involved here, but once this risk has been taken, that's hard because you're quieting your own worries. You also have to quiet those around you who think that you're making a foolish move. That's not easy. Because you feel this. You feel this is available to you, but you can't see it yet. And this is your advice for going forward like the Fool who doesn't know where he's going. Moving forward. Let's get another piece of advice. We have more advice on this. This is tricky for group 3 to navigate. Can we have more advice for group 3? Temperance. That feels very much about the balancing of the energies. Not staying in those upper chakras. Developing all of the chakras equally. Leia's very grounded, very balanced. She makes practical decisions. She's confident in herself. She speaks up and speaks clearly. And she uses her intuition. She's an example of a character who has very balanced in energy. This is Leia energy here. Okay, she's fiery when she needs to be. She's soft when she's need to be. Her heart is very open when it needs to be. The temperance energy can know when it's safe to open one's heart. It's like, you know, you're drawn to Leia here, so let's just stick with that for a moment. When she encounters the Ewoks, you know, what do the guys do when they encounter the Ewoks? They get stuck in the Ewok trap, and they're all like just having the approach of defensiveness and fighting. Leia offers the Ewok she meets, she offers him a snack. she's open to, she just met this new being, and she's never interacted before, but she didn't approach with defensiveness. She approached the Ewok with an open heart. you know, people joke about why did they try to eat Han and Luke and put them on skewers, and like they're trying to eat Chewie. Why did they not do that to her? Because she presented with this energy. She was open. She took a chance on that Ewok to open herself to what might happen. She had no idea if that cute little fuzzy creature might try and eat her. She didn't know. But she took a chance and opened her heart to interact with that with the Ewok in a really light way. She didn't present with fear. She wasn't afraid of it, so it wasn't afraid of her. There's a beautiful innocence about that, and that's something for a character who's so wise and can lead an entire rebel army. There's something so refreshing about that energy of being able to be open to change in a childlike way. And what she discovered was that they were exactly the alliance that she was looking for to be able to get the shield generator down. She turned around. She opened herself to what was already there. There's something here for you. There's something here for you, Group 3. And you just need to open yourself to see it. There may be something negative or stagnant that you need to shift away from. I feel like we want some more information about that Six of Swords, Magician. You may feel like you're not moving. You may feel like you're not moving here, but you have the ability. You may not be able to move forward on a horse, Group 3, but you can go in a boat. You have choices. You can use your resources, your intellect, to find new ways that you can create movement in your situation. That is cool. Not move if you can't move forward on a horse. Maybe that's why the horse is stopped. Maybe that horse is like, I don't want to go in that water. Okay, take a boat. Because this is what's on the other side. Okay, Group 3, that's that. Let's get some, let's clean this up a little bit here, and we'll get some messages. We'll get some, see if there's any confirmations or additional things that want to come out in letter tiles. Okay, E is flipped over to there, so let's take it. Maybe B. Another E. Beam. Let that follow that beam of light. Turn around, like the song I just heard in my mind. Turn around, bright eyes. Follow that glow. Follow that glimmer. Follow that intuition. We've got a Q come out in every group. X, H, A. We had another M. I think that's an M, not a W. I'm seeing memoir. Maybe there's something about your story that can help you move out of the stuck place. Memo, memorandum. Something's there for you. Something's already there. You need to see it. Where you have been is not where you are going. You don't have to stay stuck here. Relax. It's like, what did Leia do to become friends with the Ewok? And the Ewok was the important thing that she needed to see. She relaxed. She didn't get all stressed and fearful. She came with a gentle energy to that situation. Relax. Group 3, turn around. There may be a different option for you for moving forward. This is what I have for you today. Thanks for being here with me for a fun Star Wars themed reading. If you enjoy themed readings, feel free to comment below and tell me what other themes you might be interested in seeing in a future reading. If you resonated with the message today, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'd love to have you back for another reading. Bye!